y'all. We are back and we are in Kansas City at FarmCon. Today with me, I have Caleb Dinwiddie, Yi Song Gong, and Taylor Barker, and they're going to tell us a little bit more about ProfitMaxx. So what is ProfitMaxx?
Yi Song, tell them kind of how you got to this point in life and what you do.
Yeah, I have a PhD degree in quantitative field, and I also have an MBA degree. I am a founder of Calc, AOC, which is a data science and a software developer. And I happen to know Caleb, and initially we have a Excel spreadsheet. Caleb have a very great idea. Then we make this into a full functioning web application.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Taylor, and I've worked for Caleb for several years now and known him all my life. And I was his operations manager for several years, and we've always worked on our budgets on the farm, and we could never find a system that worked the way we wanted it to. So we said, we'll just build one, and that's kind of where we've gotten to today.
Yes, that's how we got here. So I kind of had a big goal of trying to help farms, become more, less making decisions on the hip, making more, and then knowing where you're at throughout the season with budget to actual. And, in meeting Yi Song, most everybody says, it's too hard because that's how you spell agriculture is HARD.
Yep.
And Yi Song, one of his first comments to me is I take complex things and make them simple. So at the end of the day, accounting is simple. Your bank account is either gaining or losing. It's just so complex in knowing where you are from day to day. And Yi Song, one thing about the whole agricultural industry is we if you're running a goods store or something like that, you can make adjustments to your business weekly. But in this business, if you make 40 crops, you have 40 adjustments versus a weekly adjustment. So producers everywhere, they need more software that helps them control that, and that's how we got to here. And Yi Song, he makes complex things simple, and so what a great find for us. But it's really worked out, and who we are, Callie's your question, and I'm a farmer who has a passion to try to help farms through 2025 crop, which is not going to be an easy one. And ProfitMaxx is a solution that will help you do that. It can get you down the road further, give you some insight on the net, where you're at. And it's a complete program, Yi Song.
Yes. Yeah.
If you fill it out, I feel like that it's everything your banker needs to make a decision.
Yes, yeah. This is a web application, so this means you can access it from everywhere, from Maine to Texas, from Alaska to Florida. So it's a website, so it's on 24/7 hours a day, 7 days a week, and this is in the cloud, so that's very safe. Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it covers all your bases. I mean, you put all your information in, and I say that it's as good as what you want to put into it. So, I mean, it's very concise.
So let's clarify. It is a software web application program that farmers input their data into to better help them keep their stuff organized. Explain to me what some of that data is. Like, what inputs are you able, because, as farmers, you have everything. You have seed, you have fertilizers, you have everything. So
it's a forecasting tool first. Then, as you write checks through QuickBooks Online, we have an API through them that allows you to keep up with the real-time data throughout the growing season. And then we also have a module to help you monitor your crop sales and how you're doing on profitability and what the market is offering you today and with the weather. So it's a complete thing in that aspect, and it works with your local CPA because most local farm CPAs want to use QuickBooks.
Yeah.
So that's our
And to answer your question, so you put everything that you're going to be spending money on your farm.
Anything at all.
From buying the seed to the asset cost of those tractors you have.
So equipment, everything.
Yeah, so putting in your rent, like if you do share rent or money rent per acre, you put that in by field. And you can also analyze each farm. I mean, just to break down each farm, whether it's profitable or not as well.
Based on its set of factors and rent terms and all that. And it really helps you drill into, Callie, have you ever been shopping with a budget? I mean, when you go shopping, do you have a set amount of money you're going to spend?
No, that's a very toxic trait of mine. Not really.
So in farming, we get busy, Yisong, and we don't know what we're doing. We're just making decisions and we're tired. And with this live data, you can have more confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say it looks like you would have a AI-powered private agronomist for your farm.
Yeah.
And it's not human, but actually do better than human beings because the numbers are instant. You don't need to wait for 1 week for your agronomist to provide you the numbers. Also, these numbers are very accurate because we have done a lot of very intensive testing for the data. So,
yeah. And so in farming, I've kind of always just broken this down, Taylor, into our 7 buckets. So you have your seed, chemical, and fertilize. How much are we spending on that? What's our revenue possibilities? As farmers, Yisong, we don't know our cost of production because we don't know how much our production is. So we have to work from a 5-year historical average and then factor in what was it really. So.
Yes, actually I have learned, when I was in the MBA class, I have learned cost accounting. Usually it's like manufacturers are very interested in cost accounting because the reason is their process is so complex. Yeah. So imagine a Boeing airplane, they're building an airplane, they have so many steps, so they need to very precisely calculate the cost. The reason cost is so important because when they set a sale price for airplane, they didn't know the cost. If they sell too high, they are losing market to Airbus. If their price is too low, they're losing money. So it's really important to have a precise cost. I think for farms, the process is also very complex. But the problem is, I think many farmers don't track their numbers. So now what we have is a very good platform to track their numbers. Yeah. So we can have a very precise numbers instantly at your finger.
Yeah, and so with the seed, chemical, and plant food, so Taylor will go through this in a minute, but a very intense breakdown of that. And then at the end of it, we build you a shopping list of what you got to buy, Callie. Right. So the inventory, the quantities of what you need.
So that was kind of tying into my next question. We all know each operation is different. Every farmer's different. They're going to use different brands, different lines, different chemicals, different whatever. So with this program, are you able to customize it to each farmer?
We're able to customize it to anybody who's growing plants.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, you put your data in. It's not general data from average of farms or anything. You just put your information in to get your outcome.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to manage your land cost, and if it's cash rent, if it's a share rent, if the landowner is paying a percentage of the cost, or if they're just getting a percentage of the revenue, we got your land cost handled. We're also evaluating your farm assets because at the end of the day here we got so many assets out here to do the work. Well, is that a decent amount of assets per the amount of work we're able to do with those assets? And it varies by region, by farmer, but it's all a decision, and ProfitMaxx gives you the opportunity to know what those decisions you're making are and not wonder what they are.
It sounds like it gives you more control because you're better able to manage your finances and your inputs.
Yeah, and then you got your general crop expenses, which the way I categorize that is anything that if you didn't sell your farm but you didn't plant a crop, that's what those expenses could be cut. So, and Yisong, what do you?
I just have a good analogy. Yesterday, I fly from New York City to Kansas City. Airplane is a pilot. Pilot never sell cover their eyes. They never sell fly blind. They have all the instruments in front of them. So they need to know all the numbers. For farmers, they also need to know all the numbers. If you don't have all the numbers, it's like you are flying as a pilot, cover your eyes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want my pilot to have the windows. I want him seeing clear.
Seeing forward.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And, we also can control your general and administrative stuff. And then we do real in-depth on all of your data, on your debt schedules, how much interest principals do you by month. So we've also had this all built out by month budgets, so you know how much cash you need per month. And then if you're making input applications that are in May, but that input is financed or is not due and payable until December, then the software lets you know your cash needs versus your input needs. So you need the seed in May, but you don't have to pay for it until December.
Right.
And it takes all that into thing. And then we got a sales forecast manager which keeps up with, I'm raising 100 acres of corn at 200 bushels. That's 20,000 bushels. I've got 5,000 sold to Cali, and I've got 5,000 sold to Taylor. I still have 10,000 bushels left to sell. So what are those bushels worth?
And I think too, what it helped us on our farms, it helped us know what to plant. So we'll go through and we'll put so many acres of corn or beans or, in our case, cotton in. And if that's not profitable, we can decide maybe we don't need to plant cotton this year.
So you can see it clear to make those better decisions.
Right. I mean, it'll tell you if cotton's putting you in the negative on profit, don't plant cotton. You know? I mean, and we all get stuck in the rotations. Maybe you need to pivot a little bit and plant more.
Like Yusong was saying, flying blind, it is hard to see what you're making when you get stuck in these routines if your finances aren't organized.
True.
Yeah, I remember Caleb mentioned the one thing. So Caleb has a friend who has many farms. She knows sure that some farms are losing money, but she does not know which one is losing money.
Yeah.
So with our tool, it's very easy to tell, hey, this farm is losing 5,000 per year. That one is losing, say, 3,000 per year. Then she can easily cut off these farms, so improve the overall profit.
Yeah.
And then over time, as you get crop years into ProfitMaxx, you'll be able to go back and build historical data on that one farm.
Yeah.
So, and this year it made money, this it didn't. So, very good point. And we also, Taylor, one thing that we can handle is double cropping, which is big in our area.
Sure.
And so.
And we've noticed that, maybe it's easier to plant wheat and double crop beans rather than plant corn for a year. Especially with our current commodity prices, you're able to put that in there as well. Put the price in for that day or what your future shows, and it gives you a real-time kind of idea of what you can do in the end.
Alrighty, so price-wise, do we want to get into that? Do y'all have set prices per acre, or what is it?
So we have a couple ways of looking at that. On a 2,000 acre farm with 1,000 acres of beans and 1,000 acres of corn, it's about a little less than 1% of your budget. So to make sure, Yisong, that you're spending this $1.8 million on a 2,000 acre farm properly, it costs you a little less than 1% of your business, about $16,000. And to break it down a little further, it's a 1.42 bushels of wheat at $5.65, 1.79 bushels of corn, 0.78 bushels of soybeans, and 12 pounds of cotton. So it's a very obtainable thing. As your farm, if you have bigger farms, we have discounts because the bigger farms deserve a discount. And
it's a lot of input too.
It's a lot of input. And
so you just base it off your acreage.
Yeah. Okay. And then with ProfitMaxx, we're just not going to sell it to you and leave you. We're going to check in with you, Taylor. What are we talking about with that?
Yeah. So we'll help you get onboarded. We want you to get the full effect of the product. We don't want you to just buy something and never put any information into it. We want you to see how it works for you. And we're going to touch base with you and make sure you don't need any help. And then after planting, if you didn't plant as much corn as you put into the system, we'll change that around. And once you get everything planted, you'll kind of know, and then that way you can market for how many bushels you expect to have.
Okay.
And Yisong has other ambitions. I have other things we want built into the software. And, kudos. We've been working on this project how long?
3 months?
90 days, 60, 90 days.
2 or 3 months, yeah.
And so there's many more things we can do. We'll be listening to our customers about what they would like to see.
Yep.
But the big thing is, Callie, is today, if you're a QuickBooks user, you can go to the online version very easily, and then you're up and running pretty quick. With just a few changes in your QuickBooks, we're going to add some. Is it called fields? I believe.
Yeah. We need. We just added. We already have the framework to read QuickBooks data. We just added the necessary fields.
Okay.
Yeah. And so kind of a one-stop shop, so that you know how to run your farm and not let it run you, and present your case to your bank or your financial peers and our partners about how you want to fly your farming airplane.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, yeah, I think that, yeah. So if you are airplane pilots, you can fly without any panel. I mean, without knowing any data, without knowing any numbers, but the chance of crashing is really high.
very
If you
good,
fly with a panel, you may still crash, but the chance is really, really low.
Yeah.
That's why airplanes need all the panels, and that's why farmers need to know their numbers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I just want to kind of wrap up and say, reach out to rootcauseag.com and go to the ProfitMaxx tab. And man, what a great thing to have Yisong on board here, and we believe we can help a lot of farms, and we can have some crash landings. We want to have we don't want to have just total crashes. We want to have a plan. And then, for the overall legacy of your farm and how you want to pass it forward to get some written up, Callie, you have $100 to spend today, don't spend 192, and you can pass that on to generations how you expect your farm, because the numbers in all businesses are quite the same. The formulas, the percentages, and as farmers, I've not done a good job. We need to be passing that forward so that we leave our legacy.
Well, and it may give you something to pass on. If you take a handle of it now and know what you've got, it may give you something to give to that next generation.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's let Taylor just get over there and show a few slides of where we're at.
Yep. Give us just a second here.
It's pretty basic. Today on the Root Cause Ag website is really nice, but this one's, it's just been built, and we're going to get it prettied up more, but its functionality is here. Yeah,
so this is the platform you'll see when you log in, and down here at the bottom, you've got all the data that you input. So you put in all your assets, your chemicals, and companies, the creditors you're using, all your expenses. We'll go down here to planting chemical inputs. So this page is where you put your physical year, your crop that you're going to be planting, and then the step that you're going to apply this product at. So we're going to put, a generic paraquat in at 48 ounces in June as a burn down on double crop beans. So you just go through and you just make your crop plan. Just put it in for each crop. This is wheat, and just go down the line. And if we talked about assets and putting in your rent. So for this Farm 1, you got $10,000 to pay rent on for that particular year based on that rent schedule. And then in the end, you put all that in, you go to your company analysis. That's the wrong one.
Taylor's a little nervous here. We're in Kansas City.
Kansas City, all these people standing around here.
All watching us.
You pick your physical year. So this is bringing in all your acres that you put into the system, 4,400 acres. And based on your crop breakdown of 1,700 acres of corn and your yield guesstimate of 225 bushels at the 455, which I think was the day we built this a week or so ago's December price, you get your revenue based on that. And then all your expenses come in and breaks down by what we were talking about, your general crop expenses, your financing, general administrative, and financial payments down here, all your line of credit payments and all that, your interest. And this farm's going to be profitable by $92,000 this year. So we all hope that we can attain that, but this gives you that ability to see it.
Yeah, and make the proper adjustments so you can land your plane. Yeah.
So that just gives you a quick overview of it. It's a lot of functionality in here, but like I said, the data is only good as what you put into it.
Yeah.
So reach out to us at Root Cause Ag, and if you want to have a demo, Taylor would be glad to jump on
Absolutely.
a demo with you, or some more people on our team. And so, Callie, y'all got anything else?
Yes, I think you see how easy Taylor is using this tool. Yeah, she's using like this fingers. She can know all the numbers. Also, she can also use this on a cell phone or iPad.
Right.
So this is a mobile website.
Right.
So it's very mobile responsive. So it looks very cool on a cell phone as well. So
Everybody has their cell phones on them nowadays.
yeah, so it's so much convenience.
Sure.
And then the QuickBooks app is a mobile app.
Yeah.
Yep. So you attach your checking account, and everything is pretty automated in it.
Yes, you're
And
right.
it's very important that we get the more AI, the better, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can add a lot of more AI features in the future.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank y'all for coming on and chit-chatting with me and explaining more what ProfitMaxx is, and I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you.